fucking summer of all time. Like we had, like for example,
I mean,
the
come
worst
on, like
of all of them.
Suicide Squad,
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne wasn't that bad. It wasn't
Batman
good.
vs
It was
Superman.
That was actually in
X-Men
March.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, okay, that was probably good. I didn't even go see X-Men Apocalypse.
It looked okay.
I don't know.
No, okay, hold on. The one thing we can't. Yeah, it was like last year wasn't that great for some movies either, but like
Better than this year.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's better than this year because this year had no great. Like we attempted to review Suicide Squad, but it just didn't work.
Here's the summation of Suicide Squad for us. I thought it was very good, like an A-. These guys thought it was dog shit. That's
because it was terrible.
It was weird. We tried to get a Suicide Squad.
Honka.
We tried to do a Suicide Squad review, but we got this trailer company to edit it, and just for some reason it just turned out horrible.
Okay,
so we took it back and we didn't release it because we thought it might be awful for some reason.
Okay, so
makes sense, right?
Let's talk about the movie we're doing.
Yeah, that was an inside joke brought to you by
by
the
world of Nicholas Bodo.
You get it? Because Suicide Squad was edited by a trailer company. It's terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And our
whatever you want to believe.
Cut your review. Water stars.
Chris Pine,
Ben Foster,
and Jeff Bridges,
and the guy
from
Indian
House of Cards.
And what's
the guy from House of First Nations guy? That was a racist test and you failed.
Fuck you. Okay, I apologize.
Okay, so
since
a lot of people really don't know much about this movie, tell them, Mitchell, what's it all about?
A Native American guy. He's also part Mexican.
Tell them the premise of Hell or High Water.
So Chris Pine, well, I'm racist against white people. Chris Pine and Ben Foster start robbing banks across Texas. Basically, they rob this Texas Midland banks across the state, and they're being chased by Jeff Bridges. And other than that, that's all I really want to tell you about the plot because it's basically a series of heists, and Jeff Bridges is following them, and it reaches
it's a road trip movie.
It reaches it's a road trip heist movie that reaches the same sort of conclusion you'd think. These guys keep, robbing bigger and bigger stuff, and eventually they get to the point where it reaches a head, and, it's a heist movie. It's very much a heist movie, except it has great characters, great writing, and it's also really funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be very funny at times. In fact, the movie, from the look of the film, which, by the way, looks amazing, it kind of reminds me a lot of a Coen.
It looks okay.
Movie.
It looks okay.
No, it looks amazing.
It looks like
it looks amazing.
The one flaw I'd give to it is it looks like a Ram truck commercial. Like it
does not look like a Ram.
It looks like
it looks amazing.
It looks great.
Okay. It looks like a visually like a fine. Like if you just took like average cinematographers and an average visual director, it looks fine.
That's what makes it better than like any other movie could have done this movie and it would have been good because the script is good, but how well the direction was. That's why
I'd say the direction could have been.
It felt like it was shot like a western.
It was like perfect. Like it's because like that area, it's hard to imagine them making like that area look like the South USA is not one of my favorite places, but it's hard to make that like area look good.
Just lost all our viewers.
Yeah, they're all gone now.
We had a niche in Western in Texas, America.
Yeah, they're all gone.
But,
so like that, but they made it look like amazing. Like just like all the shitty low areas where they're fucking like they had boarded up windows. I think the grass and the fields, the mountains.
Yeah, they show stuff.
The farm, the
so
windmill.
Did the Revenant,
the windmill. That looks amazing.
Or like the camera angles when they're robbing the store.
Okay, it was a very tension-filled movie. This is
the last half hour.
This is probably the best hour was basically intense.
This is probably the best heist movie since The Town.
Personally, this is probably my favorite heist movie.
It might be better than The Town.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It has characters that are just as the characters. Let's start off performances. Everyone in it. Jeff Bridges.
Everyone's fantastic.
No one could have been better.
And also
Ben Foster. Ben Foster probably stole
Ben
the
Foster.
movie.
He's fantastic.
Everybody here should get nominated for
I think the dialogue in this movie is probably the best thing because it's really dark and like it just feels real. The humor in it feels really real. It just feels like a replication of life. Like it feels like how people talk to each other.
My big reason for me, my favorite thing about the characters in this film is that and this is something that you rarely see with a lot of heist movies, is that not only in this movie they make you care about the robbers, they also make you care a lot about the cops, played by Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. You kind of assume that like it's just like the first part of this movie would, like they just do a good job, but like you first, the bank screwed them over, and like the first part of this movie is them getting used to it. No, they just start right away in the heisting, and
they're already robbing it.
It shows you a good progression of how they get kind of better at it, and what the difficulties of robbing someone is, and how the choices that they make during those robbings affect how they. I don't want to spoil parts of it, but it's very.
We're not
it does a
giving
very
we're
good
not
job.
Giving it away.
This movie does a really good job of basically showing what someone robbing a bank would be thinking about and what would create tension from that moment. It's a really great job by really just how the actors portray the situation and how they're able to build tension.
Speaking of the actors, I'll say this, is that I always liked Chris Pine, but this is probably the first movie where I only saying wow, Chris Pine's a great actor, because
he was always really good, he was pretty much like Captain, what he was for Captain Kirk in all those movies. He was like that type of character, and he's good as that character, but he's always that guy. And in this one, he's way different. He's way more committed.
And also, I love his relationship with his brother.
Yeah, he's got. It's so great because Ben Foster's just angry and screaming and yelling and just saying and doing whatever he wants all the time. And where you have Chris Pine as the younger brother, who's always subdued. He's always holding back, except
he's
for
the guy with the moral compass.
Literally a couple scenes in this movie, and it's really great putting a guy who's always trying to hold back up against his brother, who's always doing exactly what he wants. And it really creates a lot of great chemistry between them. And
you get the sense that they love each other.
Yeah, really, it's not just a movie where they go through all this hardship, but at the end they say, "Oh, I love you." And so, they do say
they do that
at the very end of the movie. But when you get to that point, you just think, of course they'd say that.
Because they feel like family. In fact, going into the movie, I was thinking to myself that this was going to be very much like an action movie, but it's not. It's more like
stupid for this.
It's more like a dark comedy mixed in with a western.
I wouldn't call it a dark.
Yeah, I'd say western heist movie, but there's humor in it, and there's humor where it's not like like the superhero movies nowadays where they just kind of everybody has that same kind of jokey vibe, where there's humor in it where it's where people would be real. There's humor in the right scenes, and it really was a good job. They made all the characters in this movie real, from Chris Pine and Ben Foster all the way down to the guest characters, the waitresses and the people at at bars and people at banks. Just every single person in this movie does a great job.
Yeah,
they nailed the whole.
Yeah, they really
did. Even the minor people who you only see in the background or for a few minutes, they have a ton of personality. And not to mention that two other characters I absolutely love were Jeff Bridges and his partner, because Jeff Bridges and his partner are both racist to each other, but in a very endearing way.
I feel like we could have said that better.
Jeff Bridges is racist in a way that he's almost just joking around about, but it's just I don't know. He makes racism work.
Yeah, it's not the Michael Fassbender from 12 Years Slave type
really makes Texas a lot better in the movie. No.
I'm saying worse, if anything.
Yeah, no, it makes it that whole area that sometimes people just sort of write off, and they just there's awesome stuff going on. Everyone just had character there, and it was enjoying the whole. There's a part where the whole we're not gonna say what happens. The whole town gets in on something. It's holy crap.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And when they finally, the interactions between when the cops finally, because this isn't a spoiler, the cops are finally, they're going to interact with the brothers at some point.
That was a fantastic scene.
I love how they just kind of built it up that, this is inevitably going to happen, that the cops are coming.
And, by the time it happens, you just don't want anybody to.
Yeah, and what I love about this movie is that even though the only character you could argue is kind of an antagonist is Ben Foster, when you really get down to it, the movie really has no antagonist.
It's very much just a movie about people and how their decisions kind of influence the plot.
For example, how the decisions of our two brothers influence the plot, and how the two police officers are basically going after them. And also, for me, one thing I absolutely loved about the film, and without giving too much away, is the final act of the film from when they rob one last bank, without giving too much away, to the very last shot, is, for me, probably one of some of the best filmmaking I've seen all year.
Oh yeah, it's the best movie of the year.
I'm gonna put the movie on an 8.5 out of 10. You wanna know why? Because I just changed our rating
shit.
system. We're an out of
8
10.
plus.
We're an 8 out of 10. people.
10 out of 10.
Alright, how about, I'll say
Two
this
thumbs up.
before we give our final thoughts, what was your
That's an
favorite moment of the
8.5.
film without
10.
giving too much away?
It's an A plus.
Possibly the scene, they go to the casino at one point
the
as a
casino
way to
was
kind
hilarious.
of switch through their money, and some of the stuff Ben Foster says and some of the things he does are just great. Another one is when they're stopped at a gas station by these two punks basically, and what Chris Pine does as reaction really just shows just how much anger he has built up, and really just any of the scenes where humor played into the movie or where characters just acted so much like people that it just went seamlessly into it. Which is why
also, I'll say my
hated
favorite
the message
scene
at
is
the end.
like Jeff Bridges is interacting with his partner. It's mostly stuff that when they're in the car and they're being cheerfully racist to each other, and but they still legitimately care for each other. And of course, I'll say this is for me without a doubt Jeff Bridges' best performance since The Dude.
It was a great movie though.
Lies.
Don't watch Jason Bourne or Suicide Squad or whatever, or fucking Sully. You know what? Fine, you can go watch Sully.
Sully's looks good.
Pay half price to go watch Sully.
I'm gonna probably get in for free.
Don't go see Don't go see when the
risk for me.
bow breaks.
Yeah,
Go
apparently that movie's
see
awful.
Hell or
It's
High
awful.
Water.
Yeah,
Go
go
see
see
We
that.
think Suicide Squad's terrible,
Not true.
and we changed our
great. It's
rating
great.
system. That's big news. We changed it to out of 10. We're dropping the out
I'm
of
still
10.
you get use it for letter grades.
Okay, so Mitchell gives it an 8.5, which would be out of
It's around an A. I'd say that's a soft
an
A.
Okay.
See, there's not enough letter grades. There's too much. What if there's so many problems with the letter grades.
Yeah, but
Plus, letter grades are like if you it just doesn't relate to someone. It's like if someone would consider a certain letter grade better than someone. Like if somebody gets terrible in school. This is unrelated. Somebody gets terrible in school would consider like a B or a B plus like a really great rating. But if somebody who does consistently gets A's, maybe their movie rankings would be it's just there's way too much. And there's too little grades for good movies. Like the distance between A minus and A plus.
No, you can make that same argument for numbers.
You can go. I could say 8.35
Somebody got,
or
60s all the
8.2. I
time.
could
It's
literally. I could do anything with numbers.
okay. How about let's aside from Mitchell's little rambling here, let's go on to our
My
final
rambling because you don't ramble.
Okay, so overall, great
one of our
movie. My
shortest
last thing, it was a 10 out of 10 or 8
You guys have
plus.
no flaws.
It maybe a 9.5. If I had to just
Maybe.
because I guess maybe you know what, you're right. I shouldn't give every movie a 10. The best movie of the
No,
year
no,
even
don't
should
don't
get
make
a 10.
us Don't make us change your rating.
No. I really thought like The Dark Knight, Social Network, Godfather, Saving Private. Those are the movies. Pulp Fiction. Those get 10. So this I'll give a 9, a 9.5, whatever.
No, you have to give it an exact rating. That's what matters. That's what they came here
Just
for.
give it a letter grade.
No, what out of 10? 9 or 9.5?
A 9.5.
A 9.5.
All right, now
Ross gonna
Wallace
have
just
the
not
graphics
quite
gonna
the
say
best movie of all
9.5.
time.
What are you gonna give it out of
All right.
10? Because we're out of 10 people
All right,
now.
fine.
Yes, we're doing that.
Out of 10, I'll probably
Eight
give it
plus.
a 9 out of 10. Even because mostly I can't save the 10 or 10 aspects for my big favorite movies. But I'll say this is that for me, Hell or High Water is for me without a doubt probably my favorite film of the year because aside from the fact that it's a great heist movie, a great modern western, as well as
Do you guys think the plot was a little, even though because it was kind of a modern western, it was a little bit by the numbers. It literally went exactly, even though they built up scenarios where this this was almost inevitable to happen based on what their characters' decisions would be. But
that was sort of the point.
But it still was very much if you just walked into if you were given the premise of this movie, you could pick out what the plot is, and that's part of the reason why.
But I think they used that,
but we all thought it was great.
I think they made it so part of you really didn't want it to end the way you knew it was gonna end. So you just knew so no matter what it would have impact.
And I'll say that the reason why this is probably my favorite film of the year is that because this is not only like a great small independent movie, it's also
Small
a
movies
great
better.
and a great original movie. What do I mean by this is that
Hashtag fuck
it's
the
original.
sequels.
It's not that. Like, it's the plot that we've seen before. It's not.
That's
It's not
not true.
incredibly original, but
Actually,
it's a
no
good
one has
small
done
movie.
the robbing of exclusively Texas Midland banks. before.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's
So
done.
yeah,
Texas
It's not
movies.
honestly like there
Technically
hasn't
made a
been many
Suicide
movies
Squad movie
in this
before, but that
setting.
one was a piece of
There
shit.
hasn't been
wasn't
enough
it?
movies in like in this like this is why people don't like the South sometimes because there hasn't been enough movies about
This
it.
one didn't make him look great though.
Well,
No,
one of my
but it made
favorite
them look
movies,
like
No
people.
Country for Old Men, was about the took
It
place
really
in the
made
South.
them look good too.
No, it didn't, but it made them look like people. That's
Yeah.
moving in the right direction. We're
And I'll
getting
say,
there.
how
We
about
don't hate.
one-
No, people don't hate the South as much as you do.
Again, I
love
just said
the
why I
South.
like it now. I just said why this movie moved me.
Yeah, the
In
South
that
are great
direction.
people. The South
Anyway,
Yeah,